Creating a monthly reset routine is a great opportunity to freshen up your space and your life, and is perfect if you're feeling either stuck in a rut or really just want to get stuck into some of the goals that you set for yourself earlier in the year. Hey there friends, it's Carly. Welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new here, and welcome to today's Coffee and Conversations episode where we're talking about how to create the ideal monthly reset routine. If you feel like you're in need of some fresh motivation on how to reset your life for a new month ahead, then grab yourself a cuppa and let's get into the video. So I see a monthly reset routine as slightly different to like your Sunday reset routine. It's a time to take a greater inventory of your life and check in with yourself physically, mentally, emotionally. How are you going with areas of your life such as goals, work, finances, relationships? Really just take stock of everything. It's also an opportunity to complete some to-dos that may not get done on an everyday or a weekly basis. Really just start to do some deeper cleaning, spring cleaning, start sort of ticking things off the list and doing a bit more like life admin type stuff. So one of the things that I like to do is to organize my life into categories, and then for each of those categories think, what do I have coming up that I could achieve in order to really feel refreshed in that realm of my life. So the first category is life admin. This is sort of all of the mostly non-tangible aspects of your life. So you might like to start going in and thinking about goals for the month ahead, but also looking back on any goals that you set for yourself at the start of the year. How are you progressing in each of those? Maybe you want to dig deeper and rate your progress in the goals. Think about whether they need to be adjusted, broken down into smaller parts, or whether they need to be removed because they no longer align with your lifestyle. What are some ways that you can chunk out some of those goals into smaller pieces for the month ahead and make them a little bit more achievable? Kind of in a similar realm to that, you might like to create a vision board for the month ahead. It could be a physical vision board that you put up on your walls, but personally, I also like to do seasonal vision boards that are using pictures from Pinterest and making together a little Canva graphic that I use as the backdrop to my computer. You might like to do something like that, or it might be a vision board for your phone. Might be pictures that you have sourced from Pinterest, or maybe even pictures that you have taken that really just want to encapsulate the vibe for your month ahead. Similar to that, you might like to do a bit of scripting and write out a bit of a manifestation journal where you picture what you want your life to look, feel, etc. like in the new month, and maybe even do a bit of journaling and reflection on the previous months. How are you feeling physically, mentally, emotionally, and what do you want to bring into your life for the month ahead? Another part of life admin is planning. So that might be planning out your calendar. It might be planning out new goals. It may be booking in appointments and writing out a to-do list of things that you want to achieve, really tangible, maybe mundane things that you want to achieve for the new month. I also like to organize my computer and my phone. So I like to go in, delete any files or images that are no longer relevant. You might like to do a little bit of an inventory of your apps, delete any apps that you no longer use, unfollow any accounts that are no longer aligning with your lifestyle or your values. Really just start to clear things out, clear out your email inbox, unsubscribe from anything that's just sort of clogging up your space, clear out any tabs that are no longer necessary, and really just refresh that space, the digital space. There may be work things that you want to do. Maybe you need to create a whole separate to-do list for your work. There may be projects that you want to finish off. There may be business plans that you want to write, or an entirely separate vision board that you want to create and goals that you want to create for work. For me personally, I like to also set up the books that I want to read for the new month ahead, and I'm going to put that in life admin because I'm not sure what other categories that I would put them in. So I do, for each of my monthly reset routines, I do a book review from the previous month, and then I set up my TBR for the new month. I don't know if you guys are readers like me, but perhaps you want to set aside what new books that you want to read for the month ahead, or if you have different goals, perhaps you need to purchase products or start organizing things for your own hobbies that you want to complete for the next month. The next category that I like to do is wellness, for lack of a better word. So clean out your fridge and your pantry. Clean out the space, but also go through and chuck out any expired products. Think about things that you need to use up in the next week or so that you're not having to throw them out. Make yourself a massive grocery list. Do some meal planning. Think about what you want to create for the next week ahead, and try and do it so that throughout the week your meals are using up the fresh produce that you're buying, so that you're not having to throw things out. Maybe you can use up some leftovers for lunches the next day, or mishmash things together for an easy meal one night. Obviously you need to go and do the groceries. Perhaps you need a big meal planning and prepping day where you wash your fresh produce, cut it up, store it in some containers, do some big batch cooking for the week, whether it's, setting up some breakfast, some lunches, a few dinners, a few snacks. Have a big cooking day. I feel like cooking days are great for a Sunday reset routine, but also thinking of the planning and the prepping is also good for a monthly reset as well. And definitely the whole fridge and pantry clean out is good for a monthly reset as well. Perhaps you need to restock on some supplements or some prescriptions that can kind of come into wellness as well. Maybe you need to book in some fitness classes for the week ahead. I personally do all of my workouts at home, but I do like to add different YouTube videos to my watch later. So perhaps for you, the monthly reset, if you're like me and like to do things frugally and at home, is to go onto YouTube and start creating a bit of a playlist of workouts that you would like to do over the coming weeks for the new month. Set up a bit of a fitness routine, and maybe you even need to write these things in your diary as a bit of scheduling, which kind of comes into both wellness and life admin as well. I guess another aspect of wellness / life admin is if you need to make any doctor's appointments, physio, naturopath, whatever these things are. What are your wellness goals for the next month, and how can you start scheduling those things in and making life easier for yourself so that you're going to be able to achieve those wellness goals? Next up is home, and if you're not new to my channel, you would know that I am pretty big about having a clean and tidy home, and majority of my videos are cleaning motivation / organization and productivity. But definitely a monthly reset routine is time to do some more deeper spring cleaning type activities, or to-dos that don't get done on that regular basis. So perhaps you are writing yourself a little bit of a list, going room by room, thinking about areas of that room that maybe you haven't touched, tidied, or decluttered in a while, and starting to check those things off. It's a great opportunity for some washing of linen, refreshing the space, wiping down the windows, opening up the windows, just making things feeling nice and fresh. Obviously, we need to have a good carpet / floor clean. Get in there, spruce that space up, and some nice deep kitchen cleaning, oven, microwave, some of those areas that maybe don't get frequently cleaned, garage, car, obviously going through and doing a declutter. Start of a month is a great time for that to happen, and maybe you're collecting those things, popping them in your car and taking them to a donation center, or doing a little bit of a swap with family and friends if you know that there are some things that they might like to have a look at and grab. Might be a good opportunity for some outdoor time. Get stuck into your garden, cleaning off your driveway, decobwebbing, cleaning the outside of your windows. Honestly, the list of things that you could do around the house goes on, and it seems like once you have completed that list, the things at the start of the list now need to be redone. So you can just cycle through it. Perhaps to make life easier for yourself, you might even separate areas of the house or certain jobs and assign them to different months. So every second month, maybe you're decobwebbing, and every third month, maybe you're gurneying, and you know, every quarter, perhaps you're going through and doing a major declutter. That might make things easier and like sort of less overwhelming if you assign sort of more deep cleaning and rigorous jobs to certain months to remind you that you need to do them, and then just make it seem not as overwhelming that you have this massive list of things to do all the time. The final area to reset and refresh for your month is finances. So one thing that I like to do is I like to do a budget tracker, go back, investigate all my categories and areas for spending for the previous month and put those into an Excel spreadsheet, see which categories I've maybe overspent on, which categories I'm happy with, perhaps set some financial goals for the month ahead. Set a bit of more of a budget or some savings goals even for the month ahead. Think about what sort of bills you have upcoming for the month ahead, how much money you need to set aside, how much money you have incoming for the month ahead or predicted incoming. Maybe there are also some things that you want to save up for. Perhaps you're curating a little bit of a wish list. How much do you need to save for those? Are they things that you're likely to be able to purchase this month, or will they need to be purchased down the line, but they are something that you can start saving for this month? Perhaps you also want to set yourself a monthly challenge. For instance, I have been doing some no spend days, and one of my goals for the last couple of months has been 3 no spend days a week. I've also been trying to be more conscious of my out of home coffees, which kind of plays into my no spend days, and I have been trying to reduce the amount of coffees that I've been having out of the house and instead making them here and taking them with me. Perhaps there's some sort of challenge that you want to set for yourself, whether that involves, you know, limiting takeaway or saving a certain amount of money. Maybe it's paying off credit card or other debts, or tucking away some money for Christmas or a particular holiday that you want to go on. Set yourself some financial goals, give yourself an incentive to either save more or spend less. I'm sure there's probably a heap more activities that you could do as part of a monthly reset routine. And if there are any sort of go-tos that you have on a month-to-month basis, or things that you think would be fun to incorporate into your monthly reset, make sure you leave those in the comments down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I hope it has motivated you to either start incorporating some of these habits into your monthly reset routine or start a reset routine altogether. Don't forget to subscribe. I upload new videos every single week. With that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.